And the beginning of this story, we see an army of robots who started a war against humans. These robots were made only for cleaning and such tasks which humans do not want to do. But then they learned to think for themselves, and decided that now humans will not decide their future. The war between humans and robots continued for 2 years, in which thousands of lives were lost. The poor humans used to get tired but not the robots. So they were winning this war, but then a genius scientist, then Skate, created something that changed the whole game. He created a device in which humans could control the robots manually. Then what happened was that humans created their own human-robot army. Now the soldiers did not need to risk their lives. They could fight them sitting at home. After this, the robots started losing. Their leader also quickly understood that now it is impossible to win this war. Finally he made a compromise with the humans. It was decided that all the robots will stay in the desert far away from human settlements. More than 6,000 robots were kept in a high-security lock in the Panjar Desert, from where it was difficult to get out. It was impossible. Humans banned robots completely. If anyone was caught hiding robots, he would be considered a traitor. After the war was over, Than's neurocasters were also of no use. The company's sales started falling, after which it launched them again in the market, but this time neurocasters were not designed for fighting but for household chores. With this new product, humans could do 2 things at the same time. Their bodies would remain inside the robot, but their minds would be on vacation. Humans could now work and rest simultaneously. After this, we see Michelle, who lost her brother, mother and father in a car accident 1 year ago. Her brother Christopher was a genius. When he gave a test in college, he found out that he was smarter than Einstein. He would pass scientist-level tests as if they were nursery exams. Michelle was jealous of him, but now his memories only troubled her. Than's neurocasters proved to be so useful that it became compulsory for children to wear them in school. Michelle was a different girl. She loved books, not such a world. In this changing world where people wear helmets on their heads all the time, she felt lonely without her family. Her foster dad also used to lie on the couch all the time. One night when Michelle was in her house, a sound coming from outside caught her attention. Michelle saw that a lemon-headed robot was trying to enter her house. Michelle screamed for help but Ted had gone deaf. The robot was trying to tell something but its speaker was damaged. He opened the lid of the robot and asked Michelle to fix it. Michelle connected the wire, after which the robot started speaking. He said, "I am Christopher, your brother." He picked up the photo and pointed towards himself, but then Ted came there and said, "You brought a robot in my house. Do you know what the police will do to me if they come to know that there is a robot in my house?" He started calling the police, but Michelle knocked him unconscious with a taser gun and both ran away. Chris tries to tell him in broken language that I am not dead. Michelle could not believe that her brother was inside a robot. She asked, "Where is your body?" After which Chris asked her to bring the map and pointed to the exclusion zone, and said that I am here. Exclusion zone was a very big place. In this way she would never have been able to find Chris. But Chris told her that the doctor who wears glasses knows where I am. The glasses reminded Michelle of a doctor. Maybe Chris was talking about the same man who had treated her after the accident. She remembered correctly that he also wore glasses. It was not so easy to go inside, but Michelle knew that there are some people who go inside. She saw the address of the man on a box, who used to steal the parts of robots and sell them in the black market. This man can take them inside. Thinking this, both of them left for New Mexico. They reached there by night. Now they were just waiting for the man who would come to take out the money from the locker. After some time a man came. This was the same man they were looking for. John was selling a revolver to a man, but that man cheated him and pointed same gun at him. John said, "Look brother, if you were not in this iron box, you would never have made this mistake. Give me my money. Give me money and I will leave from here." But when that man did not agree, John gave him an electric shock and damaged his robot. He did not get any money, but he could compensate for the loss by selling its parts. John also had a robot friend, who used to help him in these works. Michelle and Krish both enter his truck and reach a tunnel built near exclusion zone, which John had made his home. On the other side, we see the RTDF officer, who was searching for Michelle on Tut's complaint. Inside, Michelle sees that John and his robot are very good friends of each other. They used to fight with each other and used to laugh and joke. And looking at John, it seemed that apart from that robot, he had no one in the world. Chris saw the tunnel going inside exclusion zone. He was going inside with Michelle, when they accidentally hit the alarm which alerted John. He said, "Yes, you blonde girl, don't hide, I have seen you." Harmon said, "She is a girl, what is she doing here?" Michelle says that I know that you go inside and take out the parts. You are stealing. Don't be afraid, I won't tell anyone, I just want to go inside. You should forget that I ever came here. John explained to him that, "Child, this is not a picnic spot, everything is ready to take your life there, if you go inside, you will be killed." Both were arguing, when the officer came there and asked him to surrender. He said, "You are violating the agreement, keeping robots is illegal, hand them over to me, otherwise you will be jailed for life." They defeated him using Sodode. He started running towards the exclusion zone, but then Marshall attacked and caught him. He was about to kill Chris, but Michelle hit him with a JCB. All four somehow came inside, but their tunnel broke and the way out was closed. John started shouting at Michelle in anger. He said, "Do you even know what you have done? Just look at this place. Even if we keep running for the next 10 years, we will not be able to reach the second tunnel." He started crying like a child, but Harmon said to him, "Don't cry, friend, one day or the other we will get caught anyway. Now that we have been caught, then this tunnel will break. Let's follow the girl, if she can come inside then she must have a plan to get out, right?" There was another garage of theirs, in which John used to hide stolen goods. He also had a big mechanical robot, but the problem was that it had space for only one person to sit. Harmon did not want to leave them alone, after which he made everyone sit in the van, and started moving forward by lifting them on his shoulders. John says that it is right, your parents died, at least they did not disappoint you. Michelle started thinking that how can this man even think like this about someone's parents? She said, "Were you so mean from the beginning or did you become so later?" To which John replied, "Look friend, everyone hurts you, my way is simple, earn money and run." Michelle asked, "You were a soldier, right? You were trained to kill Robert, then how did you both become friends?" John told her that I was hurt a lot in the middle of the fight, everyone surrounded me to kill, I thought this is my last day, but then this construction robot picked me up and took me away from there. When the fight ended, RTDF found us. I told them that this is a very good robot, don't do anything to it, but they tried to kill us. Harmon saved my life that day too, and since then we both are on the run. On the other hand, we see then, who was talking to his mother. But then a glitch comes and it is revealed that this was a digital version of his mom. Then asks the scientist why this error is coming again and again. My next product should be perfect or else my company will shut down. The scientist tells that Christopher has gone, meaning the other part of his brain is somewhere else. That's why we are not able to sync all the things together. It is revealed that the data center of all Than's products was Christopher's brain, and because of that they were working. Then contacted Marshall and told him to wear his Neurocaster. As soon as Marshall wore it, he reached a virtual reality. Then said that I also want the one you are looking for, in return you will get whatever you want, but his condition was that you will not kill that robot. Marshall gets ready for the work and takes his robot. He activates it and comes out of the tunnel. In the exclusion zone, the four of them were searching for the spectacled doctor. John sees a colony there. It seems that the scavengers had not attacked that place. He was thinking about how to get inside, but then a big fridge comes flying and hits his van with great force. A group of robots attacked them and showered heavy objects one after the other and they were caught. When they were brought inside, John saw that there were a lot of robots there and those two were good robots that do not attack. Mr. Peanut, who was the leader of those robots, says that you have violated the agreement. Your presence here will give humans a reason to destroy my small world. At the most, I can leave you in the desert 10 miles away. From there you can go anywhere, but do not come back here." But she did not want to go from there without her brother. Michelle said that we are searching for a doctor. He has kidnapped my brother. He started thinking that why would that doctor kidnap a child? But he told that yes, there was a doctor here before you, but I threw him out. John explains to Michelle that if that doctor is not here, then he must have died by now. This place is not right. We have to leave from here. Michelle had lost all hope, but that night a Robert comes to her and gives her a letter and says that before leaving, Dr. Clark had told me that if someone named Christopher comes here, then give this to him. His address was in that letter, but the problem was that it was in the area of Scapes. Mr. Peanut overhears their conversation. He says that place is dangerous, it is not right to go there. But Michelle was not going to go anywhere without her brother. In front of her stubbornness, she had to give up, and they decided that they would go to that area together, but they did not know that Marshall was following them. As soon as they reached the area of Scapes, he attacked them. Michelle said open the door, but there was no response from inside. Slowly they were coming closer, but then loud music started playing, due to which Bose ran away in fear. They all fell down with a thud, where Dr. Clark took the weapon. He welcomes them and asks, "Who are you people?" Then Chris shows his letter and says, "Doctor, I am Chris." Michelle was very angry with Clark, and asked, "Where have you kept my brother?" Doctor was not ready to tell anything, but when John punched him hard, then he started spilling everything quickly. He said our people were dying. Then made Neurocaster, but to make such a big army with it, they needed immense computing power. Such a big and complex thing was not made by humans. And neither could it be made in the next 100 years. By then, robots would have wiped out humans from the earth. But then we came to know about your brother. He went into coma after the accident. When I scanned his brain, what we found was no less than a blessing. His brain had unlimited computing power. Then thought of using it as a computer, which could connect millions of Neurocasters with drone robots and all those things which his company made. Due to that we won the war, but then did not stop even after the peace agreement between humans and robots. Everything went on like this, but one day Chris came out of coma. I tried to convince them that now we should let this child go, but then had become greedy. This would ruin his company, so he tried to kill me. I somehow escaped from there, but before leaving I added a small connection between Chris and the outside network. Due to that Chris is able to talk to you today, but his body is in Than's lab. Michelle said take me to Chris, but then a guest rang the doorbell. Marshall had found them and he attacks them. Everyone starts running to save their lives. Marshall says that you robots will never improve. He caught Mr. Peanut and broke his head. Dr. Clark stood in front of Marshall to save them. He knew that no matter how ruthless he is, he does not kill humans, but then fired a bullet and killed Clark. Marshall did not like him killing humans for his own benefit at all, but then said that whoever breaks the rules will face the same fate, whether he is a human or a robot. Chris was caught and all those who tried to save him were killed, but then Marshall's conscience woke up. He saved the humans and told Michelle to go home, daughter, now you have nothing left here. Chris was brought out of the exclusion zone. Then was very happy to get him back. He quickly connected Chris' brain and his body together, due to which the problems coming in the Neurocaster got fixed automatically. Marshall said, you did not tell me that there is a human in this robot. What you did is wrong, you are a weapon. But then said, what difference does it make? If I was not there, who knows how many lives would have been lost. That war that you won, all your medals, you did not do that. I did, and this boy did this. This is our future and I want to see humans at peace. Now someone will have to sacrifice. Marshall's experience said that the suffering of a human makes him a human. He tried to explain the same to them. On the other hand, Michelle and John were preparing for the fight. He asked for help from Mr. Peanut and his friends. But Peanut said, what do you want? We should always keep fighting our war. It was not a dream. They have defeated us before also. This time I don't want to lose my family. Michelle tried to explain to them that neither the robots were bad nor the humans. If anyone was bad, then it was them. Without Chris he is nothing. We can stop him together. Hearing his words, a ray of hope arose inside Mr. Peanut. After this, All of them together came out of the exclusion zone and attacked Than's headquarters. Taking advantage of their destruction, Michelle entered inside. Than's army attacked John and his friends. After this, together they beat those robots in such a way that Than had to send more robots to stop them. Some robots were sticking to Harmon and exploding like suicide bombs, which damaged his armor coat. It broke into pieces and became smaller. But still he did not lose courage and kept fighting. On the other hand, Than also entered the field and started killing everyone one by one. Mitchell saw that his brother was kept alive on life support. He tried to talk to him, but he could be contacted only through Neurocaster. Mr. Peanut and Marshall, they came face to face, but this time Marshall did not attack. He says that today I met a person who had less humanity than a robot. Marshall did not want to be a part of this useless fight anymore, so he disconnected himself. When Michelle connected herself to Chris' brain, she reached the house where they had spent their childhood. She asked Chris to leave from here, but Chris said that you have seen my body. It is so weak that I will not be able to survive. This center keeps me alive, without it I will be finished. He says that I have seen everything that happened in the last 2 years. Because of me, innocent people died, people's families were destroyed. He knew that this place can keep him alive for another 100 years. But if he remains alive, humanity will end. It would be better for me to die, and you will have to do this work. On the other hand, Harmon was very much injured. He asks, how are you still alive, my brother? John says, how am I alive? I am alive because of you, you bastard. Harmon says before switching off, never forget this thing. Michelle hears a voice, hurry up Michelle, there is very little time left. After which Michelle says goodbye to Chris and takes off her Neurocaster. She puts a heavy heart and shuts down Chris' life support system. As soon as he left, the entire neural network collapsed. As soon as the connection broke, all the robots malfunctioned. Neurocasters around the world stopped working. People came out of their homes and realized how beautiful the world was without them. On the other hand, John was sitting near Harmon and crying like a child. John said, you used to make me laugh, what will I do without you? I will live the same bastard life again. Then Harmon comes out and says, stop it. How much will you cry? John jumped with joy after getting him back. But then he remembered that he had said that he would not survive. Harmon says, hey, when did I say this? I said that to come in this 8-inch model. I will have to switch off. Now you were the one who was getting emotional and revealing all the truth. So what is my fault in this? After Chris left, there was chaos all over the world. All flights were cancelled. The stock market crashed. There was such a terrible traffic on the roads that everything stopped. If Mr. Peanut wanted, he could have taken revenge for the atrocities committed against him. But he did not do so. He handed them over to the police. As soon as the videos of his experiments went viral, Than was blamed for everything. He was even involved in the fight with the robots. The whole world wanted to know who was that brave girl who brought Than in front of everyone. On John's request, Michelle came in front of the camera and recorded a message for this new world. At last, we see the robot in which Chris had uploaded his brain. Everyone thought he was dead and threw him in the garbage, but he was not dead. When a dog was drinking water, the reflection of the robot was seen in the water, which means Chris is still alive and he will come back. With this, the story ends here. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you in the next video.